Mama, whether you are stay at home or work full time or you're doing it all on your own, whether you are in a relationship or not, whether that relationship is harmonious or tumultuous, and whether you have one kid or many, of course you are stressed. Of course you are feeling stretched out, burnt out, overwhelmed, overworked, tired, exhausted. Of course you are. Of course you feel this way. I'm not just saying this. Our human biology, our bodies are wired for community. They're wired for support. And it is totally understandable that you are feeling this way. I want to say that, and I mean it 100%. When you are constantly alone with your children, it makes total sense that sometimes you might feel like you're losing your mind. Because not only is your biology not wired to do it on your own, on top of that, you are holding so much. You're holding trauma, you're holding growth, healing, old stories, and not to mention trying to fill up your own cup. I just want to say it is so understandable that you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, overworked, spread thin like a piece of putty that has become see-through. Okay, that was me this morning. And it makes so much sense that we feel this way sometimes. So please be gentle with yourself when you raise your voice more times than you'd like, when you are frustrated, maybe more than half the day. When you feel like you just need to get some space to go cry and scream into a pillow. You deserve to be kind and gentle and patient with yourself. You deserve self-understanding. And hopefully after this video and everything that I've said so far, you'll at least start to feel just a little bit of those things for yourself. So here's what we're gonna do. In this moment, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to soften and get ready to receive. You have been giving all day. Motherhood demands us to be in our yang, our masculine state, the giving state, because our children, as my teacher, one of my teacher's kiddos says, is that children are just little balls of yin. They're little balls of receiving, just constantly receiving, right? All their needs and all the information they're learning, receiving how to live this life. And if you're doing it on your own, it can get really exhausting, constantly giving and giving and giving. So right now I'm going to give to you. I'm going to give you the tools that you need to create space for yourself so that you can grow, so that you can create inner understanding, so that you can heal, and so that you can create inner calm. Now that you are in your yin, ready to receive, let's tend to you. Here is your first and most important tool. This is going to be to create a ritual in the morning and the evening that is just for you, that is tending to you. This is going to be different for everyone. What will fill you up is different. Maybe it's listening to music. Maybe it's listening to something inspiring. Maybe it's as simple as washing your face and making yourself feel beautiful and fresh and ready for the day in the morning. And in the evening, you're going to want to do something to wind down, to settle your nervous system, and to get your mind and body in a good state before you go to sleep. Sorry about the beeping, guys. This is part of mom life. I got the monitor on, and it's not charged. So if you hear the beeping, that's what's going on. Okay, so that's going to be your first step, is to create those spaces for yourself. The next tool that I'm going to give to you guys is to check in with yourself throughout the day. Whether that looks like resting, intentionally sitting down with the intention to rest, or laying down, or instead of doing those dishes right in that moment when you're already overworked and overwhelmed, to go sit down with the kids and watch a show or watch a movie all together. To be able to close your eyes, it's gonna be really huge. And I know those dishes are really tempting, or that laundry is really tempting, it really needs to be done. But when you allow yourself to rest and receive energy, cleaning gets so much easier. And you will do it without resistance from the kids because they won't sense your overworked sensation and kind of get that fussiness that they can get when you're already stressed. And also it just comes to you naturally. Okay, so trust me, get those pieces of rest that you can throughout the day. While you are also taking those moments to rest, I also want you to check in with yourself throughout the day of how you are talking about yourself. Are you telling yourself that you are doing horrible, that you're a bad mom, and that you've screamed way too many times today? Or are you giving yourself some compassion and some understanding? Of course I would feel this way. I'm doing it all on my own. Of course I would feel this way. I was raised by XYZ kind of parents. And giving yourself that understanding. Giving yourself that understanding is not excuses. It is simply understanding why you are operating the way you are in this moment and giving yourself grace. Because when you start devaluing yourself, beating yourself up, saying all these things about how horrible you are, it doesn't create room. I don't want to say it doesn't create room for change, but it really narrows the space. And you really can start to believe that you are just this bad person and you're stuck this way. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some love during these moments of rest and checking in with yourself. And also just throughout the day when you have a moment that you feel bad about, give yourself some love, okay? Understand why you're feeling that way, move the emotions out, and then continue on. Your next tool is going to be, this is something that connects to part one, and it's going to be a nightly ritual for you to do. And this is going to be either a meditation, a breath work, some kind of nervous system calming thing, like I said. But specifically here, I'm going to recommend a breath work meditation. What this does, it sets you up for a calm nervous system, like I said. It prepares your subconscious mind to feel successful, to feel all the emotions that you are craving, desiring to feel, and it is going to set you up so good for your next day. You are so much more naturally going to find yourself in a state of calm, in just like this kind of like almost unshakable core, okay? And this is going to be the more that you do this practice. I'm going to link down below one practice that I already have, that I recorded this last month. But also in the future, and if you're watching this in the future, go ahead and look and see if I did it already. I'm also going to be recording a guided breathwork meditation. And this one is going to be for pulling in your community, for finding that support, that village that mothers need and that we are so desperately missing these days. Because I don't want you to just feel like you still have to do it on your own. And if you are in the realms of manifestation or the like, spirituality, then you'll know the power of your beliefs and the power of a really solid practice. What you can start to expect with doing a practice like this is, like I said, that inner calm. You'll start to not stress about whatever it is that you are desiring. And if it is a community, then you will start to just detach from it. And I can't explain it to you. You just naturally shift into that state of already having it. It will just naturally pull you into that state and manifest things so magically. I say magically, but this is not in a woo-woo way. This is also very logical and very scientific. If you want to get into the Joe Dispenza type aspect of things, he makes all of this very scientific. Anyway, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to use my original guided breathwork meditation to manifest anything that's stressing you out, literally anything, emotionally, relationship, financially, anything, go ahead and go to that one. That one is for anything, that manifestation practice that I already have from a couple months ago. If you are specifically wanting to call in community after listening to this video and understanding why you are so stressed out and overworked and overwhelmed without your community, then go ahead and keep an eye out for that. Come back soon. I'm sure I'll be recording it within a week or two after posting this video. I just want you to know that I see you and that I understand you, and I know how hard it can be, and I know how bad we can feel about ourselves. I was there this morning, and that is what inspired me to make this video for other moms, is so that I can help you get through those hard, stuck feelings, and so that we can all grow and heal together and find our communities. You bet I'm gonna be starting to do that manifestation practice to find a community, because I was sitting on the deck this morning and I was like, that's it. Like, I just need to call in this community because I'm not supposed to be doing this on my own, let alone in a new town, miles and miles away from family. And not only that, but also like not feeling comfortable for the most part with the family that I do have, of leaving my kids with them. So, and also just that already a wound around having a village. The last thing that I do want to say is that if you do want to start manifesting your community now, you can use that Manifest Anything guided breathwork that I'm going to link in the description. It's just that I feel like sometimes specific guidance might be a little bit more powerful for some people. So if you want to go ahead and start manifesting that now, what that would feel like, the love, the support, the community, the reciprocity, go ahead and start doing that with that guided breathwork. Otherwise, you should be getting the specific guided breathwork soon. Okay, so I'm here with you in the trenches, mama. I'm here with you, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.